It's time for Be in the Driver's Seat with Regina, the Queen of Car Loans. Mental health expert Dr. Teresa Moore and community engager Gill Garrett. A Saturday mix of community, cars, credit, and wellness created just for you. Brought to you by Joe Longhammer Chevrolet of Waterford. Plan your next vehicle purchase or get your credit rolling in the right direction with Regina today. And now, Regina, the Queen of Car Loans, Dr. Teresa Moore, and Gill Garrett.
Good morning. Good morning. We are here.
Good morning. Good morning.
We are here.
Come on. Happy Saturday, everybody.
Saturday morning. Yes, we are in the studio. 6 a.m.
Come on. Is this
Hey, listen. March is Women's Month.
Ain't it?
And when I tell y'all been killing it. Y'all been killing it all month. Man, the guests we have today, y'all two been showing out the awards, the contributions, where y'all been standing at, things that y'all been standing on, principles. We've been seeing women get together doing some powerful things, supporting each other. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of y'all, man.
Thanks.
I'm proud of y'all.
I just got one word. Well, it's a few. To God be the glory. That's it. Yeah. That's all I got.
Well, let's give him the glory this morning, but let's pat you on the back this morning. You had an awesome week.
Goodness.
Wednesday, you got honored at the Detroit Pistons game.
Yes.
Thank you, Lord.
That girl honored Dr.
T. Natasha Lee and Lakina folks and that girl tribe and to the Detroit Pistons. Thank you so much for that 313 That Girl Award. So
no doubt. And thanks for winning while she was there. You know
thanks for winning. I was in the building, and y'all do know that's my tagline. I woke up to win, so all we do is win, win, win. Okay.
So, Doctor, how did that make you feel to walk across the stage at the Detroit Pistons game? You had your red on. You was looking hot.
You know what? To be honest, Regina, when you do the work, it is amazing when people recognize that, you know, what you do is recognizable. You know, so I thank God for that. And so I was happy and I was thankful. That's how I felt.
Happy and thankful.
Yeah. And throughout the process, I was just telling the Lord, thank you.
That's what's up.
Because it's nothing that I could have done.
That's what's up.
Wow.
It was all because of him. So,
well, I'm excited. I'm excited for what y'all still have going on. I'm excited, not just for today, but just even just sitting back. When you get to sit back and watch and see, and you get to, you know, as I will always say, I thank God that I have a front row seat.
Come on,
right? Because you get to see what you going through before you get to the awards, what the ups and downs and the thinking about this and that and maneuvering. And so it's very powerful to watch. It's very powerful to be up front and see it. But, you know, it's Women's Month. To me, it's Women's Month every day. You know, it's Women's Year. It's and I'm glad that we're now as a culture, not just in the Black community, but just as a culture, a world culture, starting to acknowledge women and the impactful things that they've done and contribute. And understandably so that it's not always have to be both sides, right? That we can be different, but yet still have powerful, impactful places and spaces. So
that's great.
That's what's up.
So shout out to Mama Rosa Randolph, who actually got an award.
Man, talk about powerful.
By Oakland County, and actually, and Commissioner Angela Powell actually gave her the award.
That's what's
and,
up. Yes,
I was super excited to be in the room when she got it. Mama Rosa Randolph, she is a pillar in the community, but she is actually started the Pontiac Meals on Wheels in Pontiac, and I think it's Kegel Harbor.
Yes,
and she's also the owner of Unique Food Management. So shout out to her. She always comes into play when somebody say they need food, and if they don't have any money, she's there to make things happen.
So I'm thankful for the women that actually do the job and even never get recognized. So I really want to shout out Mama Rosa. She does a lot of behind the scenes work. So shout out to you. And I want to shout out all the women who may not get who may not be told thank you for all the unsung heroes, the ones that's in the trenches and doing the work, putting their feet on the bricks and making it happen. Shout out to you.
But we talked about a year and a half ago actually of doing a unsung hero. I think we really need to. What do you think about that, Gil?
I love it. Yeah. I love it.
Everybody else got their awards, but the unsung hero.
Yeah, so we, the mother who gets up and instills in her daughter and her sons daily, and they go on and do great things. We heard that from past guests. They would tell us, my mama said, and sometimes the voice of a mother or a guardian is all that it takes for you to go forth and do what you need to do. So, shout out.
And then Mama Rosie, can you think how many thousands and thousands and thousands of meals she has given out and fed in Pontiac, Michigan, before the pandemic, during the pandemic, after the pandemic, continuously to do it. That why is something different. And I think that's what the world needs to hear from a person like that, is their why, because she can relate. And I think, I know for a fact it has gotten beyond a career or something, a way of making a living.
This is innate.
This is a lifestyle.
You were born with this. So this is innate. This is something that's in her, and it's not something that she even, quote unquote, want recognitions for. And so that's why I love people that's doing the work. So regardless if you recognize me or not, I'm doing this so that I can be a pillar, or so that I can help those who may not can help themselves.
But when you're behind the scenes and you don't really want the recognition and doesn't matter, I mean, that's how it should come to you, honestly.
Oh yeah. When you're
behind the scenes, you don't want the recognition.
Yeah, so it's not. I don't think that it's not that people don't want the recognition. I think that they behind the scenes and they're just doing the work. And if recognition comes, thank you. Yeah. But if it never does, they not setting their treasures up here on earth, because they know that their earthly treasure is greater.
Well, but you got a lot of people that actually, when they may have a business or they have something, they just want to be seen. We just talked about that. We can't say the person's name, but they always want to be seen. Yeah. It's like you got this business, or you got this operation, or what do you have? You're an entrepreneur. You always want to be seen. Yeah. And you have to be careful. If everybody knows your every move.
Like Gill said, you need to know your why.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it goes into the theme in the word of the day, trailblazer, right? Yeah. Like trailblazer. Yeah. Like, it is a person who have not taken a traditional path, know there's a path that needs to be taken. It's not like the direction or what they're chasing is new, but the path in which to get there needs to be different than what they've seen. Yeah. And see, those people get up every single day knowing that they have to break new road. They have to go into a different direction, that not even understanding the obstacles or things they have to maybe tear down, break down, maneuver, go around, go up, go down, go under. They know there's a specific intentional direction that they need to go to reach the specific goal that they see in the vision that they wake up with. And like you said, I don't think those type of people look at the recognition. I don't even think they can acknowledge it. I think trailblazers are so focus and blinders on the why, because the why could be so painful to the point they like, I'm gonna make sure nobody else goes through this. Yeah. I think, like we talked about Ms. Randolph, right? Like, I think she's been hungry before, like hungry. Yeah. And I ain't talking about hungry for like action or anything like that. I'm talking about really starved. Maybe had to split some meals, and her goal was to say that I'm never going to let anybody else go without a meal.
Yeah, it's always going to be enough.
It's always going. So she does over and beyond, and those are the unsung heroes and the stories that I think needs to be out, because again, it's beyond financial gain. It's beyond, hey, look at what I done. But I do think it's those who start off with a why to be recognized, because they don't feel like they are enough. And so they always chasing the light. It's the reason why we do. But trailblazer, right? Trailblazer.
I love that word. And when I thought about that, Gil, we talking about those that are being recognized now, but I'm thankful for Flora White. And she was born in 1919. That was the first person who had their hand to help me. And so she opened the door for me as a child. And then I think about my grandmother, Fanny Burkhalter Burrow, and Linda Burrow, my mother. But then I think about, my mentor, Dr. Rashawn Fuqua. And so I think about all of these women who opened the door for me to get where I'm at now. Some of them didn't even have an idea that I will be here now. And so I'm thankful for the hands that helped me, that held me, that pulled me along. so that I can now help others. So trailblazer to me is someone who opens the door regardless to the fact of what's on the other side of the door.
Awesome.
So trailblazer to me is just someone that gets up and just does what they do. They don't have to think about it. You know, when you have a plan and you just put it in effect and you have to think about it, you know, we can go far back as, I was going to take as far back as Harriet Tubman. Mm-hmm. You know, I could take you far back as Rosa Parks. Mm-hmm. You know, when you actually know that you're doing something that's going to make a difference and you don't have to think about it, I always make stuff simple in simple words, right? Mm-hmm. It's because the trailblazer, again, is someone that does something and you don't even think about it when you do it.
That's it.
You know, you don't think about, okay, I'm going to be recognized. You don't think about, I'm setting a trend, or I'm going to change the world, or I'm going to be the first one in my position. But that leads to our show today. We have 2 trailblazers on today.
Yeah, I'm so excited. We got Dr. Patricia Felton, who is the owner and operator of Ambassadors Institute.
Man, and Chief Tamika Jenkins. Chief.
Put that chief on it.
Chief. Standing on business, Chief.
Come on, standing on business. Inkster police.
Inkster police.
She rolled in here like just calm. You know me? That's why I said I couldn't be a police. I can't be no police officer.
You'll be
right
like
now.
an excellent police officer.
You know, no, I don't think, because my attitude is just like,
you've been excellent.
I'm too much Army.
It needs everything.
Or
police
service.
Works needs everybody. You've been an excellent police officer.
So shout out to anybody out there. It's never too late if you want to be a police officer.
It's never too late.
It's never too late. But it's too late for the queen.
I don't got nothing to say.
It's too late for the queen.
I don't got nothing to say.
For the queen, it's too late.
I don't got nothing to say. So, but I am excited about the show and what's getting ready to take place.
And we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back because we got to pay a couple bills.
Master Baker Sierra Crudup, owner of Delicious Sweets Bake Shop and Craven Cookies, located at 203 South Washington Street in Saginaw, Michigan, inside of the SVRC Marketplace. If you're looking for delicious sweets, this is the place to stop in. They specialize in homemade desserts and one-of-a-kind custom cakes. They can be reached at 248-836-8080 or dsibakeshop.com. Bowman & Associates is a full-service insurance agency here to take the guesswork out of insurance. We offer quotes for auto, home, and life insurance. We also offer renter's insurance and roadside assistance for our clients. If you want an agent that will spend time with you and answer all of your questions without the hassle or rush or hard sale tactics, give us a call at 1-888-204-2766 and let us work for you.
Hi, Joe Lunghammer here from Joe Lunghammer Chevrolet with Regina, the Queen of Car Loans. What kind of deal do you have for us today, Regina?
Well, it's tax season, so I match a down payment up to $1,000 on any new or used vehicle.
So if a customer brings $300,
I'll make it $600.
If they bring $500,
I'll make it $1,000. Just make sure you say, I'm here to see Regina, the Queen of Car Loans.
That's a bit much, isn't it?
It's good to be the queen. Just Google Regina, the Queen of Car Loans.
Chevrolet, find new roads.
And we are back, and we're super excited for this next guest that is in the studio. We got Dr. Patricia Felton, who is the owner and operator of Ambassadors Institute. Good morning, Dr. Pat.
Dr. Pat.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
How you doing this morning, man?
I am doing fantastic.
Listen,
I'm so excited. Listen, Dr. Pat is not new to be in the driver's seat,
No, not
but
at
we're
all.
excited to have her on. She is definitely one of our trailblazers. So, Dr. Pat, good morning again. Tell the listeners and even the viewers that's watching now, let's tell the viewers and the listeners, who is Dr. Pat and what she specializes in.
Well, Dr. Pat is a nurse who's been in nursing 40 plus years. Mm-hmm. And my area expertise is management, leadership, education, and I love teaching.
That is wonderful. And so she's
Wait.
a salute teacher, okay?
So Dr. T.
Yes.
How did Dr. Pat beat us all here this morning?
You know what?
How did that happen?
Let me tell you.
I've been waiting to ask that question.
I looked. I didn't even know Dr. Pat was here. So for all those that are looking and listening, Dr. Pat really is a trailblazer. She does believe in being on time and taking care of business. So Dr. Pat, how you meet us this morning?
Look, I said I don't like being late, so I'd rather come early and wait than come late.
What time did you get here?
I got here at 5:15.
Look at that.
5:15.
She got here at 5:15. So shout out.
Was here.
Listen, and so
Parked up.
This is a testimony of how she runs her business, though. She's on time and she's efficient.
Exactly.
So listen, so I'm excited for that. So Dr. Pat, let's get into it. Tell us about Ambassadors Institute.
Well, I'm excited to tell you that we graduated a student last week.
Yay!
Yes.
And I am so proud of her. She did such a wonderful job. We had our ceremony and all her family was there, and she came to us with some experience in direct care, doing home care. Mm-hmm. And doing the course of our classes are 6 weeks long. And during that 6 weeks, she kept saying, I didn't know this. I didn't know that. I didn't know why I was doing this. I didn't know why I was doing that. Mm-hmm. And so at the end, she just hugged and kissed me and thanked me. And so we just, the school is doing well.
Mm-hmm. So what programs does the school offer, though? So we help young adults, male and female, become certified as nursing assistants. And we also have a patient care technician program. And a patient care technician normally works in acute care like a hospital. Mm-hmm. These nursing assistants, they normally work in either direct care in a person's home or they work in long-term care facilities. And so right now the market, of course, for anything in healthcare is in desperate need. Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
How long have you been open? Because you just opened, right?
No, actually, the school was developed in 2019.
Okay.
We moved in our first facility in 2020. Then COVID hit, so we had to close the school down. The facility we're in now, we've been in there about a year. We're on Southfield Road and Lather Village.
All right. I'm excited about that. Dr. Pat, so tell the listeners, though, so you're a trailblazer. Like, this is the first school in Southfield owned and operated by an African-American woman. Is that correct?
That is correct. And I normally I forget that that's true because I'm so busy trying to build a school and I don't think about the fact that we're the first African-American, female-owned, black-owned business in Lather Village.
Wow. But this isn't your first time as being a first in a position.
No, it's not.
So let's talk about that. I mean, we're talking about trailblazing.
Yes. Come on, Dr.
About
P.
it.
Give it up. Come on, give it up.
Well,
Dr. P.
I don't like to brag too much. I tell people I let my work speak for itself.
Well, amen.
Okay.
Amen.
Didn't we just talk about that?
But I must say.
Now that's a trailblazer.
That's a trailblazer.
When I graduated from Wayne County Community College. I was the second class when the program first started. Mm-hmm. And for the history buffs that didn't know it, Wayne County Community College was open to focus on African Americans in low-income areas to get into health care. Wow. Because at that time, there was a waiting list in most of the other schools. Sometimes 5 years they had to wait. Wow. And if you were African American, what they did was say, oh, you don't want to be a registered nurse. You go over here and be a nurse's aide or LPN. Mm. But I was determined I wanted to be a registered nurse. Mm. So I was in the second graduating class of Wayne County Community College, and I wanted to teach, and I ended up not directly going into teaching because I was persuaded to go into leadership. Mm. And at that time, when I graduated, and I'm telling how old I am, in 1974.
Come on, 74. Mm-hmm.
There was about 2,000 black nurses in the state of Michigan.
Wow.
So there was I was an unusual entity because when most people saw me, they didn't think I was a registered nurse. Mm-hmm. And so.
Why do you think that? Why do you think most people didn't?
Because that was an oddity. When you are African American in healthcare, even today, it's not a lot of us in that healthcare field. Mm-hmm.
And plus that year, the year that it happened, and it was unexpected for it to happen.
Exactly,
Wow.
exactly. And so I've always been the first in leadership. In most jobs I've had, I've been the first and probably only African-American they hired in leadership. I've been a chief nurse officer twice. I've been administrator over several operating rooms at least 5 times. Wow. And I know I was the first African-American vice president of nursing at St. John's Hospital, Ross.
Whoa.
So
St. John's.
What was it like, though, being you said you were chief operating? What did you right? Is that what you said?
Chief nursing.
Chief nursing. What was that like being a chief of nursing? I want to say back in the day because it was, 20 years ago, right? 15 years ago.
Oh, probably longer than that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was, in some ways, it was difficult because when you're the one and only, it's no one else for you to look to mentor you.
Yes.
And so that whole mentoring was gone. And I used to get so frustrated because I had nobody really mentor me. And the only person to mentor me was God telling me what to do.
Amen. Come on here.
Amen.
And showing me how to manage and lead people.
That's good. Well, since you opened the door, Dr. Pat, let's talk about that. Has your faith played a role in how you operate your business even today?
Oh, absolutely. Just going back to leadership. I didn't want to be a leader when I was first asked to take on this position because at that time, all I saw was leaders who were not truthful, were not open, was not honest. And then the Holy Spirit said to me, you lead from who you are.
That's good.
And so I led through integrity, love, compassion, and understanding. And I think that model helped me to be successful because then people love working for me and love following me. I remember years ago as a chief nursing officer at another facility, when I walked in the room, all my staff would stand up when I walked in the room. And I thought that was odd. And the president of the hospital said, well, why your staff stand up when you walk in the room?
Because they don't do that when he walk in, right?
And I looked at him, I said, I don't know. But then I knew because of the respect they had for me.
Wow, that is amazing. Even as I'm listening to you, I hear you say some things like we said trailblazer today, and you said something like, what does the person who need a mentor do when there is no one to mentor? And so you said that you allowed the Holy Spirit to lead you. So is that the reason, one of the reasons why you've taken on this position to help mentor and help others?
Absolutely, because I didn't have a mentor. And it's very difficult when you are African-American female in a corporate environment and you don't see anybody around you that looks like you. And even the culture around you is different than your culture. You know, I remember working with some of my Caucasian sisters and explaining to them one Christmas, a group of them asked me, Felton, what do you do for Christmas? I said, excuse me? What do you do for Christmas?
Do the same thing you do.
I said, I do the same thing you do. And then we all started laughing. They said, well, you don't do anything different? Absolutely not. I have a turkey. I have a tree. Because they didn't understand the culture. And they felt we were so different, but we're not.
So did you find yourself back in the day leading the way for different paths, for what?
I truly...
Personal and professional.
Yes, I think so. Because many jobs I've had, the most of my Caucasian sisters never worked with another African American. And they used to say to me, well, you're different than the rest of them. I said, no, I'm not. But you are. You're different. No, I'm not different. I said, just like you guys have different cultures and different classes in your culture, we do too. I said, so I'm no different.
Wow, we're more alike than different. So, Dr. Pat, so for Ambassadors Institute, tell us some of the classes that you offer.
Well, the class is, again, nursing assistant nurse, and they become certified once they complete our program. Now, I think our school is unique for several reasons. One, we only accepted a number of 8 students at a time.
That's good. So they get that 1-to-1.
They get that 1-to-1.
And how long are the classes, though?
6 weeks.
Oh, that's good.
We meet 5 days a week. We have a session that's 9 to 1, and then we have a session 1:30 to 5.
Wow. And so, Dr. Pat, some of the core things they learn is what while they're there?
Well, they learn how to basic nursing care. How do you bathe a patient? How do you communicate with a patient? How do you get them up and walk? How do you feed them? How do you just care for the skin and the body? And why do you do it? And what's important about it?
So Dr. Pat, what's funding? When people, if they don't have the money to actually come.
Well, at this point in time, we send most students through Michigan Works. And Michigan Works pays for them once they take some tests to see their educational level. Michigan Works has monies available for them to come to the school. And our program is all inclusive. We tell everyone all you need to do is buy white shoes. We give you your book, your backpack, your notebook, your pen, your pencil, your uniform. Matter of fact, we even have a card stipend we pay because we know some students have a hard time coming to the school because we want you to focus on education. And so when you come to our school, we take care of you.
So, Dr. Pat, tell all the listeners and the viewers, how do they get in touch with you at Ambassadors Institute?
They can call my number. I take numbers 248-943-8925 is my number, and they can call me directly.
That's awesome. Dr. Pat, I'm so excited. And so for all those that are listening, if you have a desire to go into nursing assistant or patient care technician, please contact Dr. Pat. And please tell us that number again, Dr. Pat.
248-943-8925.
All right, y'all heard it here first. We'll be right back after we take this break. Master Baker Sierra Crudup, owner of Delicious Sweets Bake Shop and Craven Cookies, located at 203 South Washington Street in Saginaw, Michigan, inside of the SVRC Marketplace. If you're looking for delicious sweets, this is the place to stop in. They specialize in homemade desserts and one-of-a-kind custom cakes. They can be reached at 248-836-8080 or dsibakeshop.com.
Hi, Joe Longhammer here from Joe Longhammer Chevrolet with Regina, the Queen of Car Loans. What kind of deal do you have for us today, Regina?
Well, it's tax season, so I match a down payment up to $1,000 on any new or used vehicle.
So if a customer brings $300,
I'll make it $600.
if they bring $500,
I'll make it $1,000. Just make sure you say, I'm here to see Regina, the Queen of Car Loans.
that's a bit much, isn't it?
It's good to be the queen. Just Google Regina, the Queen of Car Loans.
Chevrolet, find new roads.
Bowman & Associates is a full-service insurance agency here to take the guesswork out of insurance. We offer quotes for auto, home, and life insurance. We also offer renter's insurance and roadside assistance for our clients. If you want an agent that will spend time with you and answer all of your questions without the hassle or rush or hard sale tactics, give us a call at 1-888-204-2766 and let us work for you.
Hey, welcome back. Glad to be here. We have another trailblazer with us this morning. She is the Chief of Inkster, Tamika Jenkins. How you doing, Chief?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, man, excited about this. Dr. T, what's
Good
going on
morning.
with you?
I'm so excited just to be sitting next to her. First of all, she is my classmate, so I'm super pumped this morning. So, Chief Jenkins, man, I'm so excited. So listen, the word of the day was trailblazer. And as I'm looking at you, I'm so excited. So let's get right into it. Let's tell the listeners and the viewers, let's tell them who Chief Jenkins is and what are you doing?
So Chief Jenkins is a young lady that was born and raised in Pontiac, Michigan.
Come on, Pontiac.
An alumni of Pontiac Central High School.
Woo, woo. Chiefs in the house.
I started my career in law enforcement in 2001.
Wow.
In
How many years has it been now?
It's been 23 years.
Yeah.
It's been 23 years. I started with the Pontiac Police Department. Being born and raised in Pontiac, it was important that I served my community.
Absolutely.
And so I ended up moving on from Pontiac Police Department for unforeseen circumstances. As we all know, Pontiac went into receivership and is now being patrolled by the county. So I moved on, went to several other departments, was laid off quite a few times, and ended up at Detroit Public Schools Police Department, where I retired last April.
Come on.
I was excited about that.
Okay. I was celebrating with you too, retirement.
Yes. And then I was offered a position in Inkster as a commander last April. I took that position. Literally 4 months later, I was promoted to assistant chief. Wow. And then 3 months after that, here I am, the chief of police.
Yes.
Yeah, congratulations. So listen, Chief Jenkins, I'm so excited, but this is a career that a lot of women have, they don't really work in like that, like the positions you've had. So share with us, how does that feel? I mean, chief of police, you're the second in the state of Michigan.
Yes. So let me say, I wasn't expecting it. It was a shock and a surprise to me. I'm honored to hold the position. I had all kinds of emotions. I was scared. I was nervous. I was, questioning whether I'll be good in this position, whether I would do good. But it's been a long road because law enforcement is a male-dominated field. And so for a woman to reach this level, it's an honor. I'm grateful. I'm humble. And I'm just ready. I'm just ready for this ride and see what changes I can make within the community of Inkster.
Wow. You know what? It is a male dominated role. And I'm so I'm at a loss for words because as I'm listening to you, do you find that it's still difficult? Like, are you respected amongst the other males?
So I would say for the most part I am, but there's always going to be some people that challenge you and challenge the position because you are a female, right? Because let's face it, usually these roles are held by men, right? And so I have had instances where people do try to challenge me and challenge my authority or think that I'm not capable of holding a role such as a chief of police. But even before becoming a chief, I was challenged as a police officer. So any role within this field, as a woman, it can be very difficult to navigate through it.
Wow.
So do you find yourself, you're chief of the police, because I know Gill walks in the same lane as far as being, on the police force. But do you find yourself, you're never off work? You're always working. You always have to protect the community and protect the world?
I'm never off.
Yeah.
What does that mean, though?
So that means, recently, I'll give you an example. I went to Las Vegas during Super Bowl. I took my laptop. I had 3 cell phones. Anytime anyone called me about anything, I still have to stop, make decisions. I still have to work.
So you like a doctor, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
So you're never
always
off. So
on
even
call.
on vacation, you're not on vacation.
No.
So 3 cell phones.
Yes.
Personal.
I mean, it's really not a such thing as off in law
Regina,
enforcement.
don't talk about 3 cell phones. Don't do it.
Wait a minute.
How many does she have?
Wait a minute. 3 cell phones.
Yeah.
Personal, work, and I'm trying to get the other one.
Work,
okay, I'm getting
work,
too nosy.
yeah.
Okay,
Personal,
2 works.
work,
Yes.
and
2
work.
works.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think when you serving people, there is an off time.
Wow.
There's not.
Because you can't cut off your gift.
You can't.
Like, and I know when she stated, seeing her when she first came in, she started as a cadet.
I did.
Like a cadet. So when you say chief, when you see me dance around here, you say chief, because she started as a cadet. She didn't get, and it wasn't no favoritism. It wasn't no, it was, she couldn't be bought. She didn't sell out. She didn't use being a woman as to her advantage. If you stepped to her, you was getting dealt with. She stand on business, 10 toes down. If you in a bar fight, that's who you want with you. If you dark alley, she ain't scared. It was none of that whole pretending to be, I'm a female, help me, or I just want to go get a cushy job in law enforcement and move and slide their way. So there's some other reasons why people don't succeed, but she earned every ounce of what she is doing right now. and the people in Inkster should be very proud. And I just wanted to kind of stamp that to let it know it came from a cadet. And if she need to get on the road, her skill set and check her record as far as what she does in law enforcement, the integrity on the stands, the cases she's been in, put that up against any detective she'll come across. You know what I'm saying? So like stand on that. So when I saw it, it was more so like you know what I'm saying? Like now we can talk about women in law enforcement, and it's quite a few that sit at that captain level and just kind of hover, and that's where we as men sometimes don't understand that if you put them to the place where they'll take your organization to where it needs to be. So I'm glad Inkster and the mayor there decided to do that. You're going to see some changes. I can almost guarantee that. Put that on the blessing.
So Tamika, Gill is the one you need. If you need a promoter, that's who you need. But Tamika, so let's kind of talk about that. So now you're new. Inkster is new because you were in Pontiac and then you went to some other counties. Yes. But Inkster is kind of new. So tell us about some of the things that you're hoping to see in Inkster happen.
So let me I actually worked in Inkster back in 2007. I worked as a patrol officer, and I was laid off.
She was one of the first. That group was the first group to get laid off. Before we got laid off.
Yes. So I worked in Inkster as a patrol officer until I was laid off. I think in 2011, November of 2011. I went on to another agency, worked that agency, did 15 years, and then I made my way back to Inkster. What I noticed from the time that I was there as a patrol officer to when I came back as a commander was that the culture was totally different. I noticed that the officers were a lot younger. The way they policed is a lot different. And I felt like they weren't getting the necessary things that they needed to be productive with their roles. And so my goal as the chief is to make sure that not only are the citizens of the city protected, but I need to make sure that my officers are protected as well. There's a lot of mental health issues going on. We see a lot more mental health issues, and that's still prominent amongst the police department as well. Because if you think about it, officers go out there, they have to deal with people when they're at their worst. And so even if they have their own things going on at home, they may be having marital problems, they may be having problems with their children, whatever those issues may be. But we have always been taught that we have to put on this facade and go out there and be professional at all times, regardless of what we have going on. So what I'm trying to do is create a safe space for my officers. So whenever they have these issues going at home, we can deal with those issues as well. So when I send you out into the community, then you can deal with the citizens in a professional manner, and you're not snapping or having a short fuse because you have some things going on yourselves.
Yeah, that's good.
Prime example, we had a couple officers respond to a house fire. This is one of the incidents I told you I was out of town on vacation, and they had a 1-year-old baby that was severely burned. Fire wasn't there right away, so the officers took it upon themselves to transport the 1-year-old child. Now, all the officers have young children themselves. So it was very hard for them to see that baby in that condition. So for me, it's important that I called a therapist that we partner with in the city. And I told her, I need you at that station. By the time my officers get back from that hospital, I need you to meet them at the station because I need you to debrief them, because I understand the importance of their mental health. If we don't take care of them, they're not going to be able to take care of our community.
That's good. That's good. And so since you opened that door, I know over the years you've seen a lot of horrific things, right? And so how do you yourself stay in your right mental capacity when you see these things happen?
So there's several things, but the main thing for me is I'm a woman of God.
Yeah, come on here.
So I was raised in the church, and I had praying grandparents, praying parents. And so for me, there has been times when I've been on scenes, and I just say a prayer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For the family, I say a prayer for everybody involved. And so for me, prayer has really helped me throughout my career.
That's good. You know, there's something about prayer, period. And when you can bring prayer into your situation, things are just different.
Yes.
So, Tamika, I know people are not going to try to get in contact with you for specific things because, you know, when you call the police, it's a problem, right? It's a problem. But are you into doing speaking engagements, or are you into going into the schools or doing something additional outside of being a chief?
I am.
Okay.
I'm open to going into schools. I love the kids. I love to mentor. So those are things that are very dear to me. I'm kind of introverted now. But yeah, I am. Believe it or not, I am. But that's something that I've been working on and trying to get a handle on. So I am open for all those things.
Well, listen, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back with Chief Jenkins after this break. Master Baker Sierra Crudup, owner of Delicious Sweets Bake Shop and Craven Cookies, located at 203 South Washington Street in Saginaw, Michigan, inside of the SVRC Marketplace. If you're looking for delicious sweets, this is the place to stop in. They specialize in homemade desserts and one-of-a-kind custom cakes. They can be reached at 248-836-8080 or dsibakeshop.com.
Hi, I'm Dave Wilkie, Service Manager at Joe Lunghammer Chevrolet. Since the 1950s, Joe Lunghammer and his family have been honored to service your vehicles. With 112 years of combined service experience, we can take care of any concern you might have. From warranty work to routine oil changes, we treat your vehicle like our own. Call now to schedule a next service appointment at Joe Lunghammer Chevrolet. Stop by anytime, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Get your vehicle serviced right every time. Call 248-683-7100. That's 248-683-7100.
Chevrolet. Find new roads.
We are back. We are back here in the studio with Chief. I like to say Chief Tamika. Am I saying your name right? Tamika
Jenkins.
When she pulled up in her vehicle, I can't tell you what she drive because
Please
that's
don't
discreet. When she pulled up, you know what? She pulled up like she was the police.
Listen.
Her and Gill, when they come in, they come in, they glide in.
Listen.
Sometimes I think I'm the police when I come in, right? Because I'm glad.
You drive like you the police for real.
See, you're not supposed to say that.
I'm just saying.
You got a little room on your gas tank, too.
Nah, listen, I'm a little slow with it. I'm slow with it. So, listen, we back with Chief Jenkins. And so, Chief Jenkins, what if it's someone that's listening or watching right now and they have a desire to be a police officer? What could you tell them today? What should they be doing?
So one of the main things is to make sure that you are doing things to not put yourself in a situation where you will not be allowed to be the police, because normally when you want to become a police officer, you need to have a clean record. I would say education. Although it's not a requirement for most police departments, I feel that it's very important for people that wants to go into this field to get their education. Other than that, stay in shape.
Wait a minute.
What does that look like?
She said stay in shape.
What does the training look like for police?
Because when you're trying to go into being a police officer, you have to take a physical agility test. You have to take written tests. So you have to be physically fit. I know sometimes we see officers now that may not
they got about
be.
3 bellies.
Really want you to talk about that.
They had about 3 bellies.
Regina said it wasn't too late for her to be the police. So
no,
talk to us.
No,
about
I didn't say no. Turn it around.
No,
Chief
said
it's
And
y'all
Gill
both said it.
Yeah. Right.
It's never too late. It's too late for me because I'm already the queen. I can't be a queen police officer.
Queen police.
Yes, you can.
The queen
Okay.
police.
No, thank you.
Okay, so Chief
No,
Jenkins,
thank you.
Tell us some of the things that you have to, do in order to pass the test.
So the state of Michigan has a physical agility test that people have to take to pass. And depending on your age, that's what constitutes what you have to do for that particular test. So say, for instance, if you're my age, I'm not going to tell my age, but I may have to do maybe I may have to do 26 sit-ups and 7 push-ups, and I might have to run a mile and a half shuttle run.
So it just depends. So if you're at a certain age, you don't have to do what the 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds do.
You don't.
Oh, that's good.
See?
Ooh, what did you know?
You can do
y'all
it.
can't see nothing because I ain't doing it.
Listen.
Okay.
Ain't never too late.
Okay.
And then you also have to take a written test. A basic test, basic knowledge. You don't really have to do much studying. It's just basic knowledge. And yeah, apply for the police department that you're interested in. You can put yourself through a police department through the police academy, or you can go through a police department that sponsors officers, because that's what I did. I went into Pontiac Police Department as a police cadet, and I believe 6 months later they sent me to the police academy, and I became a police officer.
Wow. So I got a question. What is it like, because we hear things, well, I'm from Pontiac and not residing in Pontiac. I live in Southfield. But Inkster is a different kind of world, right? Just like Flint.
Well, I wouldn't say it's a different kind of world.
Okay.
It's not much different from our city. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's not much different from our city. A lot smaller.
Okay.
So when we have crimes in Inkster, it may seem like, ooh, Inkster got a lot of crime, but it's a really small city. And you have to think we're in the middle of Dearborn Heights, Wayne, Westland, Garden City. So everything that those cities have, they come through Inkster.
So but it's just like when something happens in Flint, it's a big deal about it. When something happens in Inkster, it's a big deal. And sometimes I'm thinking, like, is it because of the culture? Where us being in two different, Flint, people have the way they look at with the Flint, with the water. Then you got Inkster. Because I remember when I was a caseworker and I had kids from Flint, Detroit, and Inkster. And it was like, they were in that category.
So it's almost like when you get labeled bad, like it's hard to try to change that narrative and how people perceive you. Inkster is really not a bad city, but I think it's up to us as leaders to make sure that we change that perception. So instead of always reporting the bad things that's happening, we need to start focusing on some of those good things. So instead of me always speaking to the media about the shootings or, those sorts of things that happen, we need to start being a little bit more proactive and calling them when we have great things going on in our city as well. So that's something that I plan on doing, to shed a positive light on the city of Inkster, because we do get a lot of there's a lot of negative preconceptions about that city.
Wow.
A lot of great things that you have in store. Quick question. What is your technique to work-life balance?
I'm still trying to figure that one out since I stepped into this role, because it can be a little challenging. Okay. Right. So my main thing is to making sure that I know when to cut it off, and being that I'm the type of person I'm a finisher. So whenever I start something, in my mind, it has to get done. I don't care if I have to stay 16 hours, 18 hours. But then I had to look at the flip side. Tamika, you're a wife, right? You're a mother. You're a grandmother. So I don't want to take away from those things. So I have taught myself how to turn it off. You know what I mean? So maybe certain days a week I'll stay and I'll work 16 hours. But other days I'm not. I'm going to go home. I'm going to, cook for my husband. I'm going to get my grandkids, and we're going to do fun things. So it's just, I have to just rearrange how I do things. And it's working so far. It's working.
So 16 hours. Wow.
Yeah.
Go by pretty quick.
It does.
Yeah. It does. Yeah, it does. When you're working hard, it flies by.
So especially when you enjoy what you're doing. Sometimes you can get lost in the sauce, like they say. Yes. You enjoy. But so what's next? Like like you said, if you wanted to be a police officer, you could go to your county, your local police station and apply.
And if you want to be an Inkster police officer, you can go to the City of Inkster website. We are hiring.
Come on, City of Inkster.
So we do sponsor new officers. We send them to the police academy, and we do have open positions. So if you're interested in becoming a police officer, if you have a child or a niece or a nephew that's interested in becoming a police officer, tell them to go to the website, fill out that application.
Wow. I'm so excited. Thank you so much, Chief Jenkins. This has been a phenomenal. Like I said, you're the second in the state of Michigan that even holds this role, female officer, female chief. And so thank you so much for joining us today. I know we have a few minutes before the show is over, so we definitely want to recognize some upcoming events that we have. We have an upcoming event that's going to take place on Saturday, May the 4th. The Restoration Village is inviting you to join us from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the UWM Sports Complex in Pontiac, Michigan, as they celebrate Mental Health Awareness Month. This is their third annual Mental Health Awareness Summit. My mental health is my business. And if you've been listening today, you understand why mental health should be your business. So we want to invite you to come out and hear from keynote speaker, Dr. Sabrina Jackson. Again, this is taking place on Saturday, May 4th, 2024 from 11 to 2. Restoration Village is inviting you to come out to My Mental Health Matters. So we hope to see you there.
If it's one thing that you can tell, we got 2 minutes. If it's one thing that you can tell the female cadet that's listening in right now because she knew you was going to be on the show, what would be that one thing that you would tell her?
One thing I would tell her is stay true to thyself. Don't conform. Go in, do your job, and that should be your primary focus. Nothing else. No distractions.
Wow.
Awesome. Any events coming up in Inkster? Just one quick one that you can think of.
We have a egg drop next Saturday, March 23rd from 11 to 2 at the Inkster Recreation Center. And I would also like to shout out our mayor, Byron Nolan. He's a great guy. He has great vision for the city.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Nolan. Thank you, Mayor Nolan. I appreciate you. You know you got a friend in me now, Mr. Nolan. You know what I'm saying?
Man, this has been an amazing show.
Yes,
we
it
had
has.
two
Awesome.
wonderful trailblazers. Shout out to Dr. Patricia Felton, the CEO and owner of Ambassadors Institute, and Chief Tamika Jenkins, Inkster Police. It has been amazing.
Yes,
we thank you
yes.
so much for coming in. Happy Saturday, everybody.
And thank you for getting up this morning.
Yes.
Yeah, we
And coming on
appreciate
in.
you.
Thank
Yes,
you for having
yes,
me. I
yes.
appreciate it.
Yeah, we've been looking forward to this ever since you got your position.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We're like, we gotta get her. So thank you.
Super excited.
You warming my heart this morning because I'm telling you, I watch shows like you, and I see women on TV like this, and I've met you. Well, I've been knowing you for years, but to see you in your position in this role, it's just phenomenal.
Thank you so much.
Phenomenal. I'm telling you.
Y'all keep me in prayer.
Always.
All right, happy Saturday, everybody.
Happy Saturday, everybody. See you
Happy
appreciate
Saturday.
y'all. Regina, fill out that app.
Not. Not.
You've been listening to Be in the Driver's Seat with Regina, the Queen of Car Loans, mental health expert Dr. Teresa Moore, and community engager Gill Garrett. Brought to you by Joe Longhammer Chevrolet of Waterford. Be in the Driver's Seat, a Saturday mix of community, cars, credit, and wellness created just for you. Thank you for listening.